Welcome to the Empower Women in Menopause podcast with your girl, Trudy German. I'm an online personal trainer and wellness coach for women going through perimenopause. Over here, we talk about all things perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal, and how to thrive through this transition. We speak openly and candidly about what going through this change really consists of, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we also dismiss a lot of the myths or all the myths and talk about how this change affects you mentally, emotionally, physically, and professionally. So let's get into this week's episode. Hello, gorgeous. You know what's up. Nothing drinking tonight. It's dark outside. I'm looking outside and it's dark. I'm recording this on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. Whoa, we're in 2024 already. This episode is going to drop in a few weeks before January ends, I promise, because I want to make sure that I am providing you with enough knowledge and actual steps to help you kickstart your fitness journey, your fat loss journey, and more importantly, not fat loss. We don't want to lose it. We want to get rid of it. And more importantly, keep it off, because what's the point of losing it if it's going to come back? We don't want it back, right? Today's episode, before I jump into that, this episode came about because of a conversation I was having with a girlfriend about a friend who was kind of sort of doing these things. And being active on social media, I also see a lot of women doing it. And I'm like, no, please don't do this. It don't work. Don't do that. It don't work for us at this stage anymore. And what is that, you may ask? It is eating less and moving more. And listen, if you think this is the answer, maybe it is not your fault, because Google and social media keeps pushing it, keeps forcing it on us. All you got to do is eat less and move more, eat less and move more if you want a healthier lifestyle, if you want to lose fat. Now, do not get me wrong. That may be true 20 years ago, but at this stage, at this perimenopausal stage, I promise you, that is not what you want. That is not the answer. So at this stage, going through perimenopause, moving more and eating less is not the answer. As a matter of fact, doing this, if you're looking to get rid of, not lose belly fat, may rebound. I'm sure you've done it. I'm sure you've started. You started doing this. You're eating less and you start moving more. And you notice you're not seeing any results, right? The fat's not going away. As a matter of fact, it's probably more is coming on, especially around your midsection. So what do? You even start eating less and moving more. And once again, what happens? You're gaining more fat, especially around your midsection and possibly in your back and other places. Now, there is a reason why this does not work at this stage. Now, you may tell me, okay, Trudy, I did it 20 years ago and it worked. Baby, your body, your hormones are different today than they were 20 years ago. So let me first start off by saying that if you haven't worked out in about 6 months to a year, if you've never worked out and you just start and you automatically start with eating less and moving more, you are going to see a difference. Within 4 to 6 weeks, with consistency, you will definitely see a difference. That is because, of course, now you're doing something. You're moving your body. You're probably consuming less calories, of course, eating less. But if you continue with this, you'll notice that nothing's changing, right? And then, as I previously mentioned, you start cutting more calories. You start eating less and moving more and more. And what starts happening is you start gaining more belly fat. And you're like, what is going on? And then the cycle continues. You figure, okay, I got to eat less and move more. And of course, you are gaining fat as opposed to losing fat, which that's not what you want, right? So part of the reason this happens, it's because if you're not eating enough, as I've mentioned in previous podcast episodes, if you're not eating enough, you don't have energy to do the things you need to do. Remember, food, whatever, whether you eat it, whether you drink it, the calories you consume is needed for energy. And everything you do, even things you don't think about, energy is required. You need energy to breathe, to sleep, to digest your food, to sit on the couch, to get up off the couch, to do your work, whatever your job is, you need it. And I'm sure, you didn't think that you need energy for some of these things. So what happens when you're not getting enough food, when you're not eating enough, what happens is you don't have enough energy. So the energy that you do have, it goes first. There's a reason I emphasize the first. It first goes to the things you can't control, like digesting your food, like breathing, your entire respiratory system, and sleeping. And then whatever energy is left over, if there is any left over, that's what you would use to do the things you can control, like working, dropping your kids off, working out. And as I've also mentioned before, if you don't have enough energy, you are not going to get enough sleep. If you do not get enough sleep, that is going to affect how your body, there's a reason I'm speaking slow here, girlfriend. It is going to affect how your body stores fat or burns fat. You're telling your body it should store fat and not burn fat, which is not what you want, but that's what's happening. And that is why you're noticing you're gaining more fat. Also, when you do not get enough sleep, as I have mentioned in previous podcast episodes, that you don't build muscles. Instead of building muscles, you're tearing down muscles. So when your muscles are being torn down, they're being turned to fat. And it kind of irks me when even people in the fitness industry or the wellness industry, they're telling women, especially women who are perimenopausal and going through what we're going through, it's calories in and calories out, eat less, move more. That does not necessarily work for us, and it does not work long term. Because remember, when you don't eat enough, you're slowing down your metabolism. A slow metabolism leads to an increase in cortisol. Remember, cortisol is the stress hormone. Once your body goes under immense stress, you're now gonna start gaining weight. When you're not eating enough and your metabolism slows down, your hunger cues increase. So now you are hungry. And then you are probably fighting it because you don't want to eat more because you're like, I got to eat less. I got to move more so I can lose the belly fat. And now whenever your body does get the food, it holds on to it in survival mode because it's like, I don't know when I'm going to get any more. So I got to hold on to it. Constantly being hungry because your hormones are out of balance. And this is the thing with our hormones. Once one hormone is out of balance, there's a ricochet effect. Everyone is gonna tumble. I'm sure you've heard the saying, happy wife, happy life. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody gonna be happy. So or in your household, if one person is unhappy, everyone's unhappy, right? So the same thing with our hormones. If one hormone is out of balance, everyone is going to be out of balance. This includes your thyroid hormone, which is responsible for metabolism. Remember, metabolism is how your body burns the calories you have, right? How it uses it as energy. You want your metabolism to be functioning properly. If this is out of balance, it's gonna affect leptin, ghrelin. It's gonna affect everyone. As I keep saying, I'm going to do other podcast episodes where I talk about the different hormones that come into play, why we need them, and how they become imbalanced and how that affects us, give me a few weeks and I'll get that up for you in a few weeks, I promise. So I've told you why you shouldn't be eating less and moving more during perimenopause if your goal is to lose belly fat. And you're thinking, okay, Trudy, that's fine and dandy. What am I supposed to do? So I want you to instead focus on having good quality meals. So one of the approaches that I would absolutely love for you to take instead of eating less and doing more is it's about quality over quantity. So what does that mean? It means that aim to have quality foods. What are quality foods? You want to make sure you're having your fiber. You want to make sure you're having your lean protein. You want to make sure you're having fat, because those are all important. When you can eat, those are the type of foods you need. Those are the foods that have the nutrient. So what's the point of having, one meal and you're still hungry? Remember, you gotta eat. I want you to eat where you feel full and comfortable. And when you've eaten, what you ate holds you for another 3 to 4 hours. That's what food with substance does. That's what having quality over quantity does. Because I promise you, you can pull up to the drive-in and I've done it. We've all done it. And you spend like $15 on a meal. You have a burger for like $10. And within an hour, you are hungry again. What are you going to do? Walk around starving for the rest of the day? That is not going to work. That's not good for your physical health, your mental health. That's not good for anything. And also, you're not getting the nutrients you need. Remember, anything, and I can say this on a mountain, on a hill with my chest, my size B boobs, thanks to perimenopause. I can and will say it with my chest high. Any fast food restaurant you pull up to, everything on their menu is unhealthy. The fiber has been taken out. You need fiber to feel full. Your gut need fiber, right? So if you're not getting fiber, you're not going to be full. If you're eating and then an hour later you're hungry, that's not good. So you want to make sure you're eating when you're hungry. If you're not hungry, don't eat. And when you feel full, you stop eat. You want to make sure your meals have your protein, because that's where that's going to help you feel full. That's going to help you build muscles. You want to make sure you're having fat, healthy fat. You want to make sure you're having carbs. I have spoken about this before, but if you have not listened to those episodes, I'll make sure we link them before. Your plate, half of your plate should have healthy carbs. Fruits, vegetables, bit of rice if you want it. Quarter of it, lean protein, the next quarter, fat. If you are not eating enough, I am going to keep saying this. If you're not eating enough, it is going to lead to slower metabolism in an effort to conserve energy, because it doesn't know when it's going to get more. I've been broke before. Right? And I'm sure most of us have experienced dire financial needs. And if you think about those days where you get $10, you hold on to that bad boy for dear life, because you don't know when the next one's going to come in. You don't want to be doing that with your body, because that is going to tell your body to hold on to fat instead of burning it. Another reason why you don't want to be doing that is you think that when you do that, and then when you stop doing that, your body's when you actually stop eating less and moving more, because you realize you're gaining fat as opposed to getting rid of it. Don't think your body's gonna recognize that right away. Meaning that doesn't end your body holding on to the food to conserve it, to save it for energy. Don't think that ends when the diet ends. The slowing of the metabolism. You end the diet today, so by tomorrow your metabolism that was slow down because you were not eating enough. Don't think that it starts speeding up tomorrow. Oh, no, baby. No, baby. Because what we've now done is we've turned our bodies against us, right? Let me go back to the drive-through fast food example. What happens is those are probably a lot of refined carbs, not probably. So those refined carbs have 0 calories. That's why it may hold you for half an hour max. So those have absolutely no nutritional value, right? So you're eating, but you're not fueling your body with the proper food, because a lot of the oils in those things can lead to inflammation. Inflammation may trigger cortisol, and I'm not going to say it again, but I'm going to say it again. Cortisol goes out of balance. You are telling your body to shift to fat storing mode as opposed to fat burning mode. You feel unhappy. You don't feel like yourself again. Nothing fits. And it just seems like the pounds, the inches are just piling on your waist no matter what you do. It doesn't matter how much you eat, how much you work out, no matter what you do. You just can't shake the weight around your waist. Well, guess what? I can help you with that, baby. I know how you feel. I know you feel tired. You are consistently moody. You don't feel like yourself again. You want to feel vivacious. You want to feel sexy. You want to feel confident. You want to feel happy. You want everything to fit. I know you do, right? Well, I can help you with that. Click the link below and come on over to join my 12-week program. Thrive, transform, and glow through perimenopause with Trudy. I promise you, you won't regret it. It is a 12-week program guaranteed to have you feeling amazing, guaranteed to have you losing the belly fat. And of course, in the process, of getting you to lose the belly fat, you are going to eliminate a lot of perimenopausal symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, moodiness, insomnia. Hello, come on over, baby. Don't suffer no more. Let me help you. Not eating enough sends your body eating less. Let me say that, because I don't want you to think just not eating enough. Eating less and moving more sends your body into surviving mode. This, in turn, is going to increase sugar cravings. This is why when you try dieting, any of those diets, having 1,000 calories a day, 1,500, having one meal a day, a lot of people who do intermittent fasting, this is why these things don't last, because it throws your hormone out of balance and it increases your sugar cravings. Oh, your sugar craving is not about willpower. To let you know that is about a hormonal imbalance. Also, when you go to surviving mode, you are consistently thinking about food. It's as if, when you tell a child, don't touch the hot pot, and they go and touch the hot pot because that's what they're told not to do. But even though I'm telling you, don't go eat less and move more, please don't go do that. I just caught that. You become obsessed with food. You're thinking about it. You're consistently thinking about it. Also, remember, not eating enough puts your body in surviving mode, which messes up your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your natural sleep-wake cycle. Once this is interrupted, so is your sleep. You may experience insomnia. You may experience difficulties going to sleep. You may experience difficulties staying asleep. And at the beginning of this episode, I definitely spoke about that. When you don't eat enough, when you're eating less and moving more, you're not getting enough energy. So your body, as I said before, stores fat. There is a reason I keep repeating this throughout this podcast episode, because I want you to actually get it, ladies. I want you to stop thinking that eating less and moving more is the answer. It is not at this point, because it can backfire. So now that I've drilled why not to eat less into your head, let me also touch on why, more movement isn't always the best thing. Now, if you had no movement at all, well, now you're going to be doing more movement. So a few things that I want you to remember. If your goal is to get rid of fat from wherever, belly fat, back fat, leg fat, whatever, please do not be doing an hour cardio a day. During perimenopause, you do not need more than an hour cardio for the week. Let me repeat that. During perimenopause, you do not need more than an hour cardio for the week. So what does that mean? You can do 3 20-minute sessions a week. You can do 4 10 minutes, just no more than an hour, anywhere from 30 minutes to 60 minutes. If you're going to be doing movements or exercising every day, please make sure not all of them are intense. Please do not be doing high intensity interval training. I'm not going to be recording another episode this late because my brain is like, whoa, okay. I'm going back to early mornings or middays. This late business ain't it. But please do not be doing Tabata style training, HIIT, high intensity interval training, CrossFit. Please do not be doing those styles of workout every day. No more than, I would say, 2, maybe 3 of those for the week. And if you're doing those type of training, please do not be doing more than 60 minutes of cardio for the week. I want you ladies to understand this. And if you've just started doing these in the last 4 to 8 weeks and they've worked for you and you're going to be like, Trudy don't know what she's talking about, it's working for me. Remember, at the beginning of the podcast of this episode, your girl did mention that it may work, right? Because it's something new. But after a while, it is going to have the opposite effect. Something else that you can do if you're going to be working out or moving 6-7 days a week, please make sure there are lower intensity stuff included. Some of those lower intensity stuff could be yoga, Pilates, it could be mobility work, it could be stretching, it could also be swimming. Just do not be completing high intensity or intense workout more than 3 days a week. Why? Because this will stress your body. Remember, when your body gets stressed, your cortisol level increases, estrogen and progesterone drops. And remember, once cortisol increases, it's like the fat cells are like, hey, party over here, party over here. I don't know where that came from. When cortisol level increases, what it does, it dumps sugar into your bloodstream, and that slows down your metabolism and it tells your body to gain fat. Also, I want you to remember this, right? What you're teaching your body to do to get rid of the fat, that's what you're teaching it to do to keep it off. So if you're dieting, if you're having 1 meal a day, if you're eating less, not enough, your body cannot sustain that. You cannot sustain that, right? So think about it. As I said, whatever you're doing to lose the fat, to get rid of the fat, that's what you're telling your body it needs. Here's something that I also want you to do. Listen to your body. We need to listen to our bodies more. Our bodies talk to us. Our bodies tell us what's going on. When we're feeling cold, when we're feeling moody, when we are feeling sleepy, when we're feeling cranky, our body is talking to us. But we've gotten so good at ignoring our body, and that's part of the problem. But our bodies talk to us, and then we don't listen until it starts breaking down. So to wrap this up, instead of focusing on calories in, calories out, instead of focusing on eating less, moving for more, I want you to use that time and energy and invest it into getting good quality sleep, into managing your stress, into getting good quality rest, into doing more things that make you happy, into spending more time around people who brings you joy. These things, I promise you, will work better over the long term, over the short term, the entire time, than, cutting your calories and just running around eating celery sticks. And I don't know where that came from, but instead of eating less and spending hours working out or on the treadmill. Remember this: not eating enough and moving too much eventually leads to stressing your body, which causes you to have a drop in energy, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, and this may ultimately mean you become deficient in lots of nutrients that your body needs, and your body can't absorb it, and you may become ill. So not eating enough, it's not as simple as the belly fat or the back fat. It can also affect your health. So I want you to be careful with how much you're not eating, and also, of course, the quality of foods, because remember, it's quality over quantity. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And as I've mentioned before, my goal is to empower women in menopause. And by you sharing this episode with other women, like share it on your stories, then you will definitely be helping me help other women. So go ahead and share it on your stories. And please, please, when you share it, don't forget to tag me at Train with Trudy. Until the next episode, have a fabulous one.